Okay, welcome to our weekly tax seminars. So last week we talked about the overall thinking framework, and this week we will give you an update on ERC and the new law on BOI reporting. So we have our expert Michelle talk about ERC. So Michelle, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Michelle Koppel. I'm an enrolled agent, and I've been working on the ERC with Jinhong for the last couple of years. And I think a lot of people don't realize that the ERC is in limbo right now. While we have been processing many forms and knowing what the deadline is, there's a new bill that's been introduced that would change that deadline. So on the ERC for the year 2020, the deadline is April 15th of 2024. And for the ERC for 2021, the final deadline is April 15th, 2025. And those are the only 2 years that the ERC is available. And so we've still been processing, but there was a bill that was introduced to the House. And let me just share my screen here. On every one of these programs, the share is in a different spot, and I have got to find it. There we go, share screen. Okay, just so that you can see the name, it helps. The Tax Relief for American Families and Workers Act was introduced in the House, and it's a bipartisan bill, and that bill gives bonus depreciation retroactively for 2023, so it's a little bit late in the making, and it also gives increased child tax credit. Also within that bill is changing the deadline for both years of ERC to end on January 31st, 2024, which, as you know, as of this recording, has already passed. So the bill has to also pass the Senate and be signed by the president into law. And most people thought that was going to happen. But here we are at the very last day of February 2024. And so far, that bill has not been brought to a vote. So we don't know if they are going to stick to that deadline of January 31st, 2024, if this bill is going to be passed or not. So it's in limbo as to if it has expired or if it's going to continue to the regular deadlines. So everyone has an opinion on it, and I do not have a crystal ball, so I can't really tell you if anything submitted at this point will be processed. So that's the first update, is that the deadline is in limbo, and we don't know if there's a possibility of any more ERC applications or 941Xs filed for the ERC. Now, the other thing I wanted to bring up is there are a couple of letters that the IRS has been sending out. One of them is, see if I've got it here, I'm gonna share it with you. I keep forgetting where the share is. Okay, so this is the letter, and if you look in the upper right-hand corner, CP271, it tells you what letter number is. And if you read through this, you will say it's basically telling you that you have the opportunity to retract your ERC. So if you got it and you really didn't qualify, there usually would be very large penalties if you were audited and it was found that you didn't qualify, because these are payroll taxes. But the IRS, because there were so many aggressive people who were really not tax professionals who told everyone that they qualified falsely and that they had nothing to lose, there are a lot of people who filed who should not have filed. So if you get that letter, the CP271, what it says on the letter is, if you're qualified, there's nothing you need to do. If you didn't qualify, then you have some other options, which are explained in the letter, which is to return the money and notify the IRS. I won't go over the details. I don't think you need to know that. If you worked with me, then I qualified everyone. And this is part of the overall push from the IRS. They finally are going after these pop-up companies that were offering ERC from people who are not tax professionals. And the AICPA and many tax professionals, such as ourselves, were encouraging the IRS to shut these people down because they were doing things improperly and doing them in ways that were not in alignment with the ethics of tax professionals. And so now, after 2 years of asking them to do it, they're kind of coming back and asking the taxpayer to justify taking the ERC. So if you worked with a tax professional who qualified you, I don't think you really have something to worry about. You can look over that letter. If you worked with me, I'd appreciate if you let me know, because it helps me keep tabs and let everyone know what's going on. Now, the other thing that's happening is, and I'll share a screen, is that the IRS has started sending out this letter 6612. Now, it's not like the letter CP 271. This letter requires a very rapid response. This is a new thing that the IRS is trying out. It's kind of a pre-audit. So what they're telling you is, we're not going to pay you your ERC, and this would apply then only to people who had not yet received their refund. So in other words, you filed your 941X to get the ERC, and you haven't gotten it yet, and you get this letter 6612 from the IRS. You have 30 days to respond, and you know how that is. You get the letter, it's already been 10 days, and now you got 20 days left, and you've got to respond to this letter. So this letter just is asking in advance. I think it's a little aggressive, but it's asking in advance for you to prove that you qualify for the ERC. So that's essentially what it is. If you do not respond, and not everyone's going to get this, I don't want this to be a scare tactic. I just want people to be aware what these different letters are and what it means. You get the CP 271. You don't have to worry if you worked with me. If you feel like you got it incorrectly, the ERC, then you can respond. If you get letter 6612, you must respond, or else your ERC is in limbo and you will probably not get the ERC refund. And if this deadline stands as it was in the bill, which again, as you know, is in limbo, you will not have the opportunity to resubmit. So it's very important that you respond to this letter if you get it. As far as the processing, this is the biggest question everyone has, is where's my check and when am I going to get it? And I wish I had a solid answer for you. All I can tell you is that the IRS said that they were pausing processing back in September of 2023, and that they would resume the processing of the ERC after they put in some ways to catch fraud. They've gone after some billions of dollars of fraud that are pretty obvious fraud. So I don't want people to be frightened if they're working on waiting for a refund. But the IRS said that at the beginning of 2024, they would begin processing these 941Xs for the ERC again, and they estimated it would take about 90 days to get your check. Now, I haven't seen that happen yet. So this is only what the IRS has said. When I spoke with an agent, she told me that nothing was being processed that had been submitted after May of 2023, and that was probably a month or so ago. So I'm going to get a call into the IRS and see if I can get some inside information as to what is happening. Everyone wants to know, everyone who deserves and qualifies wants to know, when is my refund coming? And so I don't have that answer yet, but I promise you I will check with the IRS and see what they have to say about it. So those are all the updates that I have for you on the employee retention tax credit. If you have questions, you can post them below this video or email me, Michelle at HZ as in Hector Zebra, hzcpas.com, and ask me some questions.
Thank you, Michelle.
Anybody here have questions?
Thank you, Michelle. So I just want to say, yes, we don't have an answer, but I think with all the things going on in the world, this law to stop ERC by January 31st, 2024, I will bet that this law will not pass. Even if it's passed, it's already gone, right? You need to retroactively enforce. That's very difficult from practical perspective. So as a CPA and as a group of AI CPA, right, we would say that's a bad policy, and it will just cause more confusion and more cost administratively, causing like
Yeah, yeah, and I'm following a lot of the accountants like on social media, and they're in an uproar because of course the software is now, if they make that law, it's retroactive, and all the tax returns that everyone is doing at this point with this tax deadline coming up could have to be amended because that software, tax software, has to be approved by the IRS. That means all the software companies have to redo it. And that means bonus depreciation has to be redone and the child tax credit. So it's kind of a mess. Like you said, it doesn't make sense at this point. At first, we thought, okay, it'll pass January 31st, it's over. But now, more time goes on, I just don't see how they can do it.
Yeah. So I would bet against, the law passing it. So if you have not applied for ERC yet, I would say, apply.
Do
And
it
then
now.
we will also share some risk with you, if the law indeed pass and you don't get the refund because we submitted after January 31, we will share 50% of the cost of preparing this, ERC for you. Okay, so that's something we want to offer you, and also, yeah, in the beginning we already saw this. That's why we insisted, we don't do contingency fee. There's a lot of people they do contingency fee, and the IRS explicitly says this is prohibited. So we don't do that, and we want to make sure we stand with integrity in the case of audit, and then also we spend time listen to you and document all the process, all the questions we answer you. So these are the things we are prepared. So I want you guys to just feel peace of mind. In case of audit, we have the documents to stand up. Okay, so yeah, thank you, Michelle, for doing a good job. Also, Michelle has been doing a very good job by calling the IRS, proactively checking on them, whether they have processed or not, and then they'll probably pull out from the bottom of the pile, look at your return and ask questions. These are very proactive approaches. It also reduces the chance of audit because any questions is already addressed in the process. So if you haven't already, please provide a power of attorney to Michelle and empower her to call the IRS and follow up on your return. Okay, so thank you. Anything else you want to add, Michelle?
No, I think this time frame right now in the next 6 weeks, this is the time where the ERC for 2020 will go away by April 15th. So it really is very urgent if you qualify to move forward now. We can't wait to see on the law because you'll lose that year.
Yeah.
And that's $5,000 per employee generally.
Yeah. Yeah. And then even, after that, for the 2021, we only have until April 15, 2025. So, we also need to do it quickly, that's $21,000. So yeah, let's, if you haven't, do it quickly. And then also one lesson learned, as we started the ERC, next time if we have this kind of good policies, and there are some, the Inflation Reduction Act give a lot of incentives, for example, to renewable energy tax credit, 30%. All of these things, we want to take advantage of it. So, sometimes like a strike while it's the iron is hot, right? So don't wait, things change. So catch the opportunity, take actions quickly, and we would love to work with you. And also, don't go with these, fly overnight to kind of whatever LLC, we'd love to work with you, and we'll be around, we use our CPA firm. And so we make sure we do everything in integrity, okay? So yeah, thank you, Michelle. Anything else?
No, I think that's good.
Thank you. So Joseph, you want to talk about the BOI?
Yes, my name is Joseph Kamalafe. I'm a CPA. I'm working here with HC CPAs. I'm over on the tax side. So today I'm going to talk about the BOI report, which is the Beneficial Ownership Information Report. So this is a report that's going to affect most business owners that are incorporated. So if you have
Hey,
LLC,
Joseph,
S corp,
can
yes.
you adjust your camera just a little bit? Because your head's cut off.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's so much better. Yeah, then we can see all of you
Okay.
and your
All
glory.
right.
Thank you.
So it's going to affect if you have an S corp, if you have a partnership, LLC, it's going to affect any incorporated business. The organization that the act is called the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, is the FinCEN. So they're a sister company with the IRS. So they passed the Corporate Transparency Act. So pretty much all business owners that have any one of those corporations are going to have to file an additional report. So it's going to have your name, your social, and your address. So mostly the reason for that is that you can file a business in a different state than you live in. So the IRS and the FinCEN want to match up the owners of the businesses with their actual home addresses. So that's one of the big reasons why they're passing this law. It's very important because if you don't file it, there's a penalty about $500 per day. So if you came into 2024 with a already incorporated, then you have until the end of December to file the report. If you're a company in 2024, you have 30 days after your filing to file a report. So that's also something to keep in mind. So if you do file a new business in 2024, you only have 30 days to do the report. So let's see, 2024. Yeah, so let me show you the website where you can go to file this report. This is fincen.gov/BOI. So here there's some more information on this website. So when you want to file, you're just gonna go to on this the left side is some information where it says under prepare. On the right side is where you can go to file, report. You can go over here and get started, and you can file it online, or you can submit a PDF. So it's easy to file online. So if this is your first time filing, go up to initial report. Then you're going to put in your company information and your company applicant, and also the owner. So the owner, you'll get a FinCEN ID, which you'll get once the report is completed. So also, if the owners are international, you can be exempt from this. So something else to keep in mind. Just want to give you that overview as well. So yeah, so basically, kind of summarize everything. It's a new report that has to be done for all entity business owners, any S corp, partnership, C corp, or LLC, even a single member LLC. So anything with an EIN number will have to file this new report. And if you want any additional information, you can reach out at joseph@hzcpas.com. Thank you.
Thank you, Joseph. Now, Joseph, this has to be filed by themselves, or is it something we can help them as well?
Well, yeah, we can help them as well if we have their information. The information that's needed is the name, the social, and the home address is the main information that's needed to file the report.
So most of them, we have the information, right?
Right. So if we have the information, we will be able to file for them.
Do we need any authorization from them, or it's something we can do?
I'll have to
I believe
double
that you
check.
can check that you're I think you put in the person who's actually filling out the form. Almost like as an agent or something. I'm
Yeah,
not
you can
sure.
file. I think you can file on behalf of someone else.
Yeah, that's what I
I don't know
thought.
if you. Yeah, I don't know if you need any written authorization, but if you file on someone else, it'll have a place for
So
you
at
to
least
sign.
we can watch out for our clients, right?
Right.
Before deadline, right?
Yes.
We'll file.
So
Okay.
right, the deadline for all companies that were formed before to January 1st, 2024 is December of 2024.
Okay.
Before
So
then,
we have the list, and then we can watch out. So clients, you can actually go there and file it, and probably it's better you do it. You have the accurate information, or maybe most updated information with the ownership. However, if you need help, book a time with Joseph, and he can file it with you online, or if you say this is the information, no change, you want us to file it, we can do that as well. Just let us know, okay? And we'll also make sure we watch out before the deadline. If you haven't filed it, and whatever information we have, we'll file for you. Okay. So
Yeah, it
great.
would be good if people, I think if the clients file it on their own, and there are clients, it would be very helpful for them to send us a PDF copy so we can keep it in the records and know that it's already been done. So
Yeah,
that would be good.
good. Great. Any questions? Okay.
I don't have a question for now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So good. I think that's all the topic we have for today. And